Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. Sorry, I'm late. I think I just like blinked out while I was eating breakfast or something. Cause like when I sat down here, I was like, oh wait, it's almost 6:30. What? Okay. Well, whatever. It's okay. Today, we've got consumer sentiment, which is a pretty big deal. But until then, we might be a little bit quiet. And you come over here, the Treasuries sitting at 133. So yesterday we left at 0.2 So I missed a little bit more favorability on my trade, and it went a little bit further than that. But I took the trade off yesterday at $15. Kind of gave up half of it, but I just felt like it didn't make sense to stay open overnight, especially with like the Evergrande stuff going on and everything else. But a consumer sentiment might give us a tradable opportunity, so we shall see. Overall, though, I'm kind of thinking we're gonna play it safe until after the FOMC. All right. Coming over to the charts, so looking at other markets. S&P 500, pretty good recovery yesterday. I mean, they didn't quite recover at all. By the way, I did have a long, like when we ended the stream, and I just left that. I just left that and let it run, and it went quite well. But it was a sim trade, didn't count. I mean, overnight, a little bit of bearish action, but they're looking pretty good again right now. I have to say, like when I come on and I look at this chart.
Robots ready?
Not yet. We'll turn them on after 6:30. That trend is looking really, really favorable. Okay, so here again, the Treasuries, you can see we're sitting right at the lows of the week. So there is a possibility that we get some more higher rates, but we shall see. Oil here didn't really move a whole lot. NG is consolidating after the crazy earlier in the week. Gold and silver just got crushed yesterday. Okay, when that Fed manufacturing index data came out, they just got crushed. So it's really odd to see the Treasuries fight it so hard and gold just absolutely capitulating, right? And then copper rising a little bit today, declining the previous day because of Chinese supply coming out. And then we come to the currencies here. The dollar trying to get to that 93, but not quite making it, and kind of going flat. And Bitcoin was starting to look really, really good again, but they kind of backed off. Okay, so that's where we're at. It's 9:30. Let's turn on the robot. Sure, he's on a sim account. I don't know why I'm like so paranoid about that, but there we go. All right, and we're set. But yeah, I don't know if we've got like any reasons to trade here. Like we'll watch the Treasuries. I bet you that the Treasuries maybe make another little push to 0.2, but we'll see. Oh yes, and the other big deal is that today is options expiration. So I think that there is likely that they will try very hard to push the gamma to 4,500. Push the S&P 500 to 4,500 for options related reasons. So we shall see. What else do we got going on here? Let me pull this up so we can have your comments, of course. 1 in 500 Americans have died from I don't believe that at all. Wait, is that right? No. That's probably about right. 1 in 500. That's probably about right. I had my zeros off. That would be a 0.2% death rate. That's about what it should be. But that's good. That means that we're mostly through it then, right? I would hope, please. What is Jay up to? Well, yesterday, I feel like that Jay missed a lot of opportunity yesterday. He took a loser and then he took a winner on the long, and probably we could have let the long run, but he closed his position out at 9:30 essentially. Maybe I should modify the session template to go a little bit longer. Like maybe until lunchtime would maybe be better. That could have let it go a little bit further. Then he would have made money yesterday, but it was okay. It was like he took a loser, he took a winner. It was like in the end, it came out to be like 2 ticks profitable. So I'm okay with that. Like if that's a bad day for him, that would be awesome. I'm sure that he probably has really bad days, but for that day, not so bad. Hasn't done anything yet, though. Probably would have been trying to take along, but way back here maybe would have. No, actually, it wouldn't have triggered it. He is kind of a reversal thing, so 1 in 500 ratio is underestimating since I've been using it here. Nah, like here's the thing is that the numbers that we have just aren't. We just don't have very good data on this, because there's this whole thing like you've seen all these things that like if they die and they maybe had COVID at the time, then it's considered what killed them, even though they were going to die otherwise from cancer or whatever the deal was. Like there's just so many. It's not very clean data. It's not what I would consider to be very clean data. So, but the death rate should be around 0.2%. 0.2% would be about right in line. And probably when you factor in the things like the stupid decisions that the Northeast made at the beginning of it, that probably maybe raises it raises it a little bit more than that. But what I think you should see, this Delta variant should not be as deadly. So that's another thing. But it's also kind of, if it really is 0.2% of Americans, then doesn't that mean that the vaccines didn't do shit? Well, maybe if what would the death rate have been without the vaccine and without the lockdowns? I don't know. I mean, if the health system got overwhelmed, then it would be like if the health system gets overwhelmed, then it rises up to 1%. Then it's bad. Then it's really bad. But I don't know. Like one of the things is the anti-vaxxers that are dying. There's even with everybody vaccinated, you still get a lot of cases. It's like a lot of large numbers. It gets kind of crazy, right? Like even if the vaccine has 90%, it's like 70% of people are vaccinated. 90% of vaccinated people are just fine. And then even after all of that, when you scale that up to 300 million people, it's still a big number of people that die. It does, though. The numbers that I was saying said something that, like, you were twice as likely to die if you hadn't been vaccinated. Something like that. But again, is this like this law of large numbers? Like, when you say that, I think the idea that people get in their heads is, oh, all of these people that haven't been vaccinated, like, most of them are going to die or something. No, it's not. It's still only 0.2% of those people die, right? $11 times? Maybe that might be true. Like, when you're talking, like, here's the thing, is that if it's like the percentage chance that you're gonna die goes from like 0.2% to 0.1%, you know, that's like times 10, right? Or sorry, times 0.02, then that's times 10, right? Those kind of 11 times more kind of stats are a little deceptive too. I saw this one thing they were saying that, like, because today they're going to talk about the booster shot, and I think that they're also going to talk about giving shots to younger people. And one of the things that I've seen is that the people that are most likely to get the myocarditis, or however you say it, are like male teenagers. And when they were like scaling up the numbers from the probabilities and everything, it was like the number of people that would get that was higher than the number of people that age that have actually died from COVID. So I'm wondering what the FDA will do about that one. That will say, well, if they'll authorize the booster shots or not. Tommy says we're open in Denmark for, well, so are we. Second derivative of COVID deaths peaked out. Like, here, that's the thing that I think is okay. Like here in Utah, people are pretty anti-vaccine. People are pretty anti-lockdown. And look, we have not been locked down, period, since after the 2 week, after the 1 month back in March. And then ever since then, we've been opened up. And then for the last, I mean, when they got rid of the national vaccine mandate, you haven't had to have the masks either. Okay. It's been like that for a while. And the number of cases in Utah is, I believe, somewhat higher, but it's still not really a big deal. It's in my opinion, it's not a big deal. Everybody moves on with their life. Would never, here in Utah, you'd never know it was a thing. Hold on here. Oh man, you want to talk about stuff though? Oh man, let me read this. We'll go and find this story the other day. What part of this do I want to read? This was like all the news yesterday. I wasn't really seeing it on major news outlets, but I'm trying to get past the opinion part here. There's this opinion part that doesn't matter. Okay, what is notable about this effort so far is that no effort is being devoted, at least so far as one can find, to developing therapeutics to help reduce the impact on hospitals. Well, that's not true, because they did, and they developed one, and it works, and it's fine, and it's called remdesivir. And I don't know why nobody ever says anything about it, and I'm sure that it's expensive, but it works, and Donald Trump made sure that it was available to everybody, right? Instead, whenever anything is proposed to alleviate the symptoms of the Wuhan virus and spread recovery, the medical establishment and the public health community react to it very much like a vampire reacts to a crucifix in holy water. This has gone so far as state regulatory agencies permitting pharmacies to fill prescriptions issued by physicians. 4 states, Florida, Texas, Mississippi, and Alabama, use about half of the production. Oh, wait, which drug is it? One area that has shown significant promise is the use of the monoclonal antibody drugs like RegenCov made by Regeneron. 4 states, Florida, Texas, Mississippi, and Alabama, use about half the production of this drug, mostly because the state governments have publicized its effects and made treatment widely available. For example, Florida has 25 free RegenCov sites. One would think that having a therapeutic that was proven safe and effective in reducing hospital stays or allowing outpatient treatment would be a good thing. One would think that a governor promoting such a treatment and providing it for free would be celebrated, but that would mean you wanted to actually mitigate the effects of the Wuhan virus and save lives, and not try to sow panic and increase the power of the government. Enter Biden administration. The Biden administration is imposing new limits on states' ability to access the COVID-19 antibody treatments amid rising demand from GOP governors who have relied on the drug as a primary weapon against the virus. Federal health officials plan to allocate specific amounts to each state under the new approach in an effort to more evenly distribute the 150,000 doses that the government makes available each week. The approach is likely to cut into the shipments to GOP-led states in the Southeast that have made the pricey antibody drug a central part of their pandemic strategy, while simultaneously spurning mask mandates and other restrictions. That threatens to heighten tensions between the Biden administration and governors like Florida's Ron DeSantis, who have emerged as vocal opponents of the federal COVID-19 response. Blah, 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 blah. Just a week ago, on September 9th, Biden promised to increase the shipment of RegenCov by 50% and to provide it to states without charge. Behind the scenes, HHS had assured Florida's Department of Health that no changes were coming to Florida's allocation, and then the hammer came down. And just like that, Florida loses some 6,000 daily doses from its previous usage. There is literally no problem with quote-unquote equity because Regeneron says it can produce enough drugs to cover the demand. Not only has HHS taken control, but they have thrashed Florida's distribution system. The state was only acquiring drugs for the 25 state-managed sites. Hospitals and clinics bought their own. Now HHS demands that the state health department ration doses to all providers, cutting them off from their suppliers while at the same time cutting the statewide allocation. I will read the opinion part of this, but just realize it's red state, right? It is impossible to interpret this move as anything but what it is. It is a brutal and shameless exercise in mass punishment, including capital punishment of citizens of states governed by people who opposed to Joey Softser's policies. The 72,000 weekly doses Florida, they are now getting 30,950, needs have been shorted, will result in thousands of unnecessary hospitalizations and hundreds of deliberately caused deaths. The only purpose is to try and damage Governor DeSantis politically and try to prolong the Wuhan pandemic. This is not government. This is the worst sort of totalitarian oppression. As I've said for years, the left is literally willing to kill you to prove a point. Mono says that monoclonal antibodies is one of the best. It's used globally as an effective therapeutic. Yeah. So this is the sort of stuff that's happening. Because here's what I see. How's it going, Hale? Good. Here's what I see, and this is why it kind of grates my nerves when I see him come in, somebody come in and they start pushing. This is how many people died. And yeah. It's over, guys. It's freaking over. The Delta variant has peaked, and because of the number of people that caught the Delta variant and the number of people that are vaccinated, the future waves are probably unlikely to be very significant problems unless they're ones that are that the vaccines are completely ineffective against. So here we are on the tail end of this, and instead of trying to get back to some level of normality, the Biden administration is using the coronavirus pandemic to try and pit fights against governors, against GOP governors. Like, seriously, what the heck? Like, it's over. Just let them do their thing. You just leave everything the way that it is now. We'd be fine. But that would, they're using it for politics. I find it very disturbing. Well, the opinion part was that the left is willing to kill you. I mean, I think that's true, but I was trying to focus more on the factual part, which was how the government came in and took over the issuance of this, right? And basically to reduce the number of how much Florida could use it. But what happened was the Florida governor came out and said, that's okay, we're just not going to use the federal government distribution system anymore. We've gone and made a deal with another manufacturer to get our doses, and they can provide us with what we need. And they basically just did an end run around them. So they'll be fine. Florida will be fine. Treasuries moving down. You were saying it was over before the... Well, I mean, I don't really think that the Delta spike was that big of a deal, to be honest with you. I mean, in some places it was bad. Like, it came down to how badly were you hit by the first wave, right? The places that escaped the first wave got hit badly by the Delta wave, which kind of suggests that, hey, maybe it's better to just let people catch it. But well, but it's kind of an important point here, because we're in a really odd spot economically because of the Delta variant, right? It definitely affected sentiment, and it definitely is affecting China, and so consumer sentiment declined. All of the economic indicators kind of declined, and furthermore than that, I think that the bond market is kind of suggesting that the prospects for global growth going forward are not as good, And so that's why they're keeping rates lower. So will there be another wave, and this will just happen all over again? Based on our knowledge of it, I would think no, because now so many places have been hit that the immunity pretty much everywhere should be pretty strong now at this point. And honestly, all of these GOP states, they basically acted like it wasn't around and just focused on treatment, and I think that they were okay. So do we need to go back into lockdowns again in the US? We shouldn't. I'd be quite upset if that turns out to be not true. But then we get this other thing, which is in China. China is clamping down on all of their industries, and Evergrande is going under. It looks like that Evergrande is almost certainly going to go out of business, and that the Chinese government is not going to bail them out. Yeah, and maybe then they'll learn. I don't know. It's getting crazy over there. But now, interestingly enough, the U.S. markets don't care. Could Evergrande go over and there be a huge financial crisis in China and the United States economy not care? Well, that's what they're suggesting right now. I don't know if it actually works out that way. I'm getting pretty bearish action this morning. I could have kept my swing long in rates and be making a little bit here, but that's okay. Where was I at, by the way? 325. Oh yeah, it would have been good. It'll be exciting to see if it will be the new Lehman Brothers. Yeah, I don't know. Like, here's the thing, is that, like, if another Lehman Brothers happened here in the United States, it would be fine. Like, we made so many changes to the financial system that they're pretty well protected and prepared to deal with a situation like that, where extraordinary measures aren't necessarily needed to be taken, right? And I would think that China would be as well. What is Biden saying about that? Is he saying shut down everything and wear a muzzle at all times? No, he's not saying that, but it certainly looks to be picking fights with it. Like, that's the thing. I mean, that's where it becomes relevant. So for instance, last week he came out and he said, we're going to make this rule that if you work for a large company, you have to be vaccinated or be tested every week. And I don't think that he's actually going to go through with it. Like, I haven't seen the order yet, but like, he's picking a fight. Like, everything that I see from Biden is, I don't want to, my support is cratering because of the Afghanistan debacle. And so he's doing everything that he can to try and pivot back to COVID by trying to pick a fight with GOP governors over the coronavirus. Basically saying, like, if the GOP governors don't get out of the way, then we'll force them to do things, which is probably what's coming next, right? Which is a little crazy to think about when you realize that the Delta wave is on the downturn, right? So what happens 2 months from now if Delta variant is no longer a significant thing? I'm sure that it probably will be to some extent, because when the winter comes along, right? You get more cases in the winter. But there's going to be a debt fight. What's it going to do when there's a debt fight with that sort of a thing, right? Because I'm concerned, normally it's like, they have the debt fight and like nothing happens. This one is kind of shaping up to be big and bad. How much money would I don't that kind of seems like an out of the blue question. Won't be surprised they're not going to break up. They're not going to break up because here's the thing: nobody likes Joe Biden. like it was really quite. I almost want to say comical how he somehow ended up becoming the nominee. Okay, it shouldn't have happened. But the Democrat field wasn't very strong. in the end, maybe many people thought that it was a strong field, but in the end, the Democrat field ended up being quite weak. And so people went along with the safe, familiar choice. So if Joe Biden is the primary reason behind why states are deciding to break off from the federal government and go it on their own, like, why would you do that when he has no power? The GOP is probably going to be able to just completely shut down everything after the midterms. You know? It's not going to happen. Not going to happen anytime soon, at least. It's not going to happen before 2024. Let's discuss Germany's elections. Well, from the things that I've read, it didn't look like what much was going to change in Germany, yeah? Could be wrong. You need to pay attention to this. 132.29, there's some volume going through, and I'm wondering if that's a reversal point or if they're going to plow through it even more today. I kind of feel like it would be worth pressing the advantage here, and that's probably what they're doing. But I don't necessarily have a clear reason to want to see it be moving down right now, and certainly not like, well, we come back to the Xians, like, so there's 25.5. 25.5 is maybe a spot, but to see it go beyond 25.5, like, what reason would I have to see that? Like, it would be like almost a complete breakdown and capitulation by the bulls. Why would that happen before the consumer sentiment number, you know? And there is some volume pushing back at 29, so I think I kind of need to wait. Anyways, Republicans aren't going to budge on this budget fight thing, right? Democrats can't seem to pass their budget, whatever, and Republicans aren't going to raise the debt limit to allow them to do it, right? This time the shutdown could be bad. Like, this time it could actually result in a default, which would be chaos, I think. Bloomberg survey. Fed seen announcing bond taper in November and rate liftoff in 2023. Rate hikes will accelerate in 2024. Survey of economists finds. FOMC seen is updating forward guidance on taper meeting. Yes. That must be why they're moving. Well, that could be why they're moving. Look at him go. Well, they got down to that 25.5 awfully quickly, didn't they? Oops. Oh my gosh. I just bumped the microphone and it like came undone. Okay. Fix that. That's pretty oof. Now, is this happening? Yeah, gold is getting creamed again. And the E-mini is being kind of wishy-washy. Do you have a tutorial on how to read Superdom charts? So I have a couple of videos related to this, but I think I need to make a new video about it. But, you know, do you understand these are bids, these are offers, and these are the market orders in between them? I mean, that's the basic gist of it. I don't know. It's kind of hard to like, one of the things that I'm struggling with right now is that like, I don't know what you don't know, you know? Yeah, the other thing is that there's other resources that like I know that I would never do justice to. Like the No GPS day trading course is a really great course if you want to get started in the DOM that I would always recommend for people. Although there are some things that I would add to it, but okay. And so they're gonna touch 25.5 here now. Come on, touch it. There you go. Okay. A's is looking for a long. Yeah, it looks like a long to me, but J is short right now, so I don't know. Rates are increasing on them quite a bit here. That doesn't help equities, right? Let's see. There might be some pushback at 25.5 now, right? Because that's like the lows. I think the colors confuse me. How so? Blues, these are buys. These are sells. Yeah, okay. They reverse, sure enough. Man, when I come back and I look at that chart, it looks like so extreme, but it actually wasn't that big. Well, it was, how much was it? 25 to 32, 7, 14 ticks. I guess that's significant. I missed out on probably $25 if I had kept my swing trade from yesterday. But I do think that taking it off was probably appropriate. I should have added back on here this morning, though. I could have gone short here again this morning. I guess it was just like, but there was like no reason for it to move. Sometimes that just happens, right? Surely this is a big win for the taper rates need to rise camp. I do wonder. Well, Alligator is noting that it's quadruple witching. That's a good point too, but I don't know where gammas in the treasuries would take us to. The beat says there's purple and green. And how do you know you're long? So the way that I know I'm long, I'm not in a trade right now, but let's say that we come into the 10-year and we went short here, just as an example. The price that I got long or short at, changes color. Do you see that? 132.25.0 and it's orange red. That means I'm short there. And then this column over here tells me my profit and loss. So probably it's going to be a loser here, right? It looks like they're going to have a tough time getting below 25. But I wanted to hit into it because I didn't know if there was a fill and I didn't want to wait for it to get filled. Well, I want to talk about it. Let's see what it does. There he goes. Okay. Yeah, now, of course, this only applies to the Jigsaw DOM. It's going to be different other ones, but... yeah, that Q at 25 looks pretty stable, which suggests that they're gonna hit into 25.5. Let's see. Yeah. Hey, oh, how many contracts? What do you mean? How many contracts did I do in this sim trade? That was just a one contract sim trade scalp. One tick stop, one tick target. Yeah, just one. Oh, okay. He got out, and now he's trying it short again. Interesting. You can move the stop to change the Q order in the stop loss. No. What do you mean by that? The stop will go off where it goes off. In this particular case, if the offer goes below 433 orders, the stop will trigger. What's your average daily profit? Oh, I don't know. Depends on, so what I would say is I would not consider myself somebody that consistently makes money every day or every month. When I do make money, at least trading here in the 10-year, usually I'll catch at least $10, and sometimes I'm catching, if I had kept my swing from yesterday, I would probably be up $50 on this one. So a big move, $50, right? Hey, I won on that one. There you go. Wasn't that too bad? The way the Qs were looking was not too favorable, but then another wave of selling came in. Now that they're below 25 and everything, we could try pushing this here. I don't know. It's difficult because they've already gone too far. But now you're in a situation where the Treasuries could just capitulate today. I wish I was just short from an earlier spot. But this move really, it was the thing is, the frustrating is that higher time frame, I've wanted to be long rates for several weeks now. And now I'm finally kind of starting to get the break that I was looking for, but it didn't happen when I expected it to. There was some news. I don't know if I read that here on stream, but there was a
block buy
Bloomberg survey. Okay, so that might stop things for a moment. There was a story on Bloomberg suggesting, well, here, I'll just read it to you, right? The Federal Reserve will probably hint at its meeting next week that it is moving towards scaling back monthly asset purchases and make a formal announcement in November, according to a Bloomberg survey of economists. The survey of 52 economists also predicted the U.S. central bank would hold interest rates near zero through 2022 before delivering 2 quarter-point increases by the end of the following year. And that's essentially the story. So I'm wondering if the action came from that. I would hope that that's not the reason, because this is what I've been saying all week. And I thought that was the market's expectation all week, but what do I know? Is Ace doing over? No, he doesn't hold them overnight. If you want to come in on Discord, Ace, and talk to them, you can do that today. I'm probably just going to be in a pissy mood all day because I missed my trade. 2 25-point increases to fight inflation. Yes, good luck with that. Well, in 2023. A year from now, like, that's pretty crazy. It always drives me nuts when we're saying, like, the increases that we'll do are like a year from now or whatever, because, like, the economic situation could be completely different then. What if Evergrande goes under? The tiny Chinese economy goes into complete disarray. There is a huge revolution, and Xi is booted from power, and the entire Chinese government switches, becomes the Taiwanese government, or, something crazy like that, okay? And then the rest, because of all of that chaos, the rest of global markets goes sideways for the rest of the year. Then do you think that they're going to raise rates in 2023? No, they're not. Be a completely different situation then. Is your robot in Ninja, and how fast is it to make one from scratch? Well, so you could go in and program something in NinjaTrader if you know how to program, and you could probably set the rules up in less than 10 minutes. So, like, writing the base code for J probably took me less than 10 minutes. But, like, actually developing something and iterating it over time and making something that actually does okay takes a long time. It's months of daily work. And then they come back to the 25 half area. Oh, what's this in algo development? Ooh, let's look at this guy's strategy. Somebody posted this in Discord. Let's look. Nah, that can't be right. Private factor of 19? That's probably bullshit. Let's see here. Yeah, he's trading ES and he's only taking 2 ticks, huh? Did he use? No, he used standard fill resolution. Anybody know how to include an external library in a new indicator when you use math.net? What is a good probability when you use the strategy analyzer? Even 1% would be good. Lucas says, I was born a loser one. Losing constantly and consistently for 5 years made me a better trader. I really feel like it never ends, you know, like even when you're doing well, man, there's always, it's always kind of there behind you that, you know, you could just go into a bad time. The market could turn against you. Oops, I need to go back over here to Twitter. Yes, okay. You think the E-mini? Well, so here's the thing: is like the E-mini could take off and the Treasuries could move some more, but I think what's probably more likely is that they still kind of daddle around here a little bit, and but then when we get the consumer sentiment, we could get another big move. Am I? I was wondering why I'm not hearing any sounds. Oh yeah, because I don't have a set. What was the name of the file? Oh, that's right. We'll do that. So you can hear the chirps in the Treasury. Think there's an exhaustion here in the bond. Well, when that big market buy order came in at 24.5, that they definitely backed off when that happened, right? They haven't gotten much lift beyond that, but the 6J has been getting creamed too, so Apex Investing has started a funding program. So like your typical combine sort of a thing, or what? Wow, Chinese tycoon loses $28 billion in world's biggest wealth drop? What? HF says yes. Well, is there any obvious differences from the other programs that are out there? You know what drives me crazy is when these guys come in and they're like, we're going to do a combine program, and then it's the same as all the other ones. You say it's a good spot to fade, but just wonder, yeah. We could maybe pick up, in this current situation, I don't actually like it. You could try getting like 24 half to 25, but I don't like that one. Maybe if I caught 24 to 24 half, but then who knows if you catch that one. No one ever went broke taking. Yes, it did. You know that when people would use that, they're being facetious, right? Because there is a fallacy in it. If the profits that you make don't make up for the win rate that you're getting, then you will go broke. Okay, so that push up in the S&P 500 created a little bit of selling there in the Treasury. See, so now you could try catching it, but do you really want to fight against that move? Here, we'll try like a really risky one here, okay? Oh, I should have put it lower. I should have put the amount lower. Let's just scratch that. Oops. I wanted to show it to your right. Let's make it lower. Stop limit. Okay, now it would be long. God damn it. I wasn't fast enough. What do we get filled? Oh, man. That sucks. I don't like the trade anymore, actually. In fact, I'm kind of thinking about going long down in here now. If I could get that, maybe. I don't know if you'd be getting filled. Maybe you scratch it. Okay. Okay, yeah, it would have. It would have worked, actually. Now maybe you do it the other way. Ooh. Really? Man, that look awfully heavy. Awfully heavy. Look at that. They're willing to just buy the high of the day. But look, E-Mini's taking another crater here. Oh wait, what position is Jay on here? He's long. He's getting Jay is getting brutalized a little bit this morning. that drop in ES is a little I don't know. It could just be, I mean, since it's before the open. But that was a pretty aggressive sell there, wasn't it? Okay, here's the open. Okay, so breaking market news, US is preparing sanctions to target ransomware crypto payments. Odd. Will equity bears sell the open again, asks Forex Live. Sure looks like that's what they're doing at the moment, doesn't it? Look at that. Okay, so the pace of the tape is much higher than normally is on the open. The deltas are mildly positive. The treasuries still look pressured. So the market doesn't seem too concerned by that drop that we just had. Planned crypto sanctions. I wonder what that means. Crypto sanctions. Ah, that was an interesting one. The way that the even just went. So I'm watching this and I'm like, well, I could probably get one spot 375 now. I definitely could. But I'm not sure it makes. I don't know. Something's going on here. I'm not quite sure what it is. That's really weird. Looks like the rest of the market is catching on to the crypto sanctions story. Still not 100% sure what that means. How do you sanction a cryptocurrency? Okay. Okay, so the E-mini had a good fight up, but they stalled. NQ moved more. NQ is all over the place. NQ looks like they're about to punch into lows, right? I can see this 6J is bouncing hard here. I don't think that a long in the Treasury makes sense at the moment. Or rather in rates. I should say a long in rates so that you know that we're talking about this one. You missed all the goodness? I don't know. Well, Uzi probably would have taken that one. I kind of sat on the sidelines. I had like my long and I took it off last night. I should have just left it on. And I would be like partying. Would have been like a $50, $60 trade. Sucks. Okay, the White House is warning that hitting the debt limit could cause a recession. Trying to scare everybody about it now already, huh? So just in case you were thinking that the debt limit was not going to be a big deal, right? It's like months away and they're already gearing up for a fight. Okay, Treasury goes lower. Not what I anticipated. Or rather, the E-mini is getting weak and the Treasury is moving down. That's a little unexpected. Okay, Jay finally had to take his loss. You say lots of targets down here for ZB, probably. I have really mixed feelings about this move because it's the move that I kind of wanted, but it's kind of happened out of nowhere. So I didn't trade it. And now it's like, well, it's gone pretty far. This could just turn into capitulation. Although I'd have to say that them having gone below 25 is kind of the capitulation. Every point it goes below that is like, how much lower can it go? Especially if the ES is having a hard time here. I'm surprised that they're not pulling back. Same with the 6J is kind of triggering up. So I don't think I can justify trying to go long rates here. Certainly not at 379. Maybe if I had taken that long at 375, I could, when I was already in it, I could even make the case for trying to hold it. But well, those offers at 23.5 and 24 look awfully menacing, don't they? I mean, there's bids too, but man, for some reason those two at the moment just look like a really big obstacle. Hmm. I'm having a hard time sitting still here. Like, I want to do something, but and I'm not sure I can justify it. These prices. Morning Big Toasty. I know. I mean, it does look like there's maybe some people willing to fight back here at 23. Yes, still looking a little bearish. Below 44.48 might get. What the fuck? Well, there's my $10. I'm so mad.
Block sell.
Holy shit. Holy crap. Wow, wow, wow. How's the bots doing? Jay's lost $200 and he's not in position right now. I wish I was short. Oh, well. It's definitely not going to go short after that. That had to have been somebody puking, man. Israel is preparing for a fourth COVID booster shot. What? Okay, they're definitely the volume there now. 275. Wait, why are you saying that? Oh, you're talking about the price of gas. Okay, I missed that conversation. Look at that 10K at 21.5. Oh boy. Should we go short at 384? That's what it's kind of suggesting that you do right now. Oh man, I don't feel very good. It sucks to miss out, especially off of a fun move like that. You gotta get out after that, like a big, huge sell offers, and then there's like this huge amount of iceberging at 21.5. Like somebody probably just puked. You seen sellers on NQ? Yeah, like the correlations did not fit in that. Even with the 6J, the 6J was moving up as the treasuries puked there. So that was a hard puke. E-mini is being awfully chippy right now, when you say. Maybe it's just aggressive order flows. Well, yeah. Oh, why would you want to be that aggressive in that situation, right? It's not very often that something like that happens in the treasuries, but I'd say that it was a very high probability that somebody was puking their long position there. I'd say we have pretty good evidence to suggest that they were puking. And the thing that you'd want to point out in a situation like that is that if somebody is puking, then that means that the amount of sellers or contracts out there to sell just decreased dramatically. So we should expect a significant pullback. And that's exactly what's happening, is like the market maker is letting it come all the way back up. I guess they traded. I guess that the profit takers pushed it up because it was still like 2,000 per level. But now at the 24, we'll see what they do to the 24. So is this gonna be able to stabilize? Okay. Big red bubbles helps. For a faster instrument, I could see the heat map being a lot more useful. Okay, this is a decent amount there at 23. Excuse me. That bid's not quite as stable as I would like. Flip, tick up. steepening through this move, by the way. And a little bit of flattening on the way back. By the way, we got a pretty decent number of people watching today, so thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. We've got, at the top of the hour, we've got the consumer sentiment, and then we'll see what happens. I'm actually kind of tempted to yellow into the consumer sentiment. What do you think? University of Michigan sentiment preliminary. We're expecting a reading of 72 with a previous reading of 70.3. And the inflation expectations preliminary, they're expecting a reading of 4.7. E-mini's still not so happy.
Block buy.
Okay, they decided to take it to 24 with a block buy, huh? So in Discord, there's kind of been this thing back and forth because I've been trying to go long rates, and there's this other guy that has been going short rates and trying to swing it. And I'm pretty sure that move would have come in and hit his break-even point, so we would have been out of the trade. But I was like, we were talking about how hard it puked, and I'm like, oh, I hope that wasn't liquidity, but I don't want to be mean to him like that. They may find that monster selling. Well, no, like, but look at what it's doing. Think about yesterday. Yesterday, a great example, right? New York manufacturing was really high, and that was on and then the New York Philly manufacturing showed that they were getting it too. Okay, and rates increased significantly, and initially the S&P 500 liked that, but then as rates increased, the S&P 500 started to decline. So what we're starting to see at the moment, I believe, is that the S&P 500 does not like that rates are increasing on them. Now, that's just kind of a preliminary read. Like, this is just one little move, but wild market-wise, so much nervousness. I don't know. No, actually, I do know. $25.5. Okay, well, we saw the a big market buy at 24, and since then it's come back. Now the rates over here haven't really moved. I don't know if we'd ever get that 33.75 again. Yeah, I don't know. So the thing with the book map, heat map, is that, I mean, like, it is better than Jigsaw's book heat map, but I kind of question if it's so much better that it really provides that much value to you. You know what I mean? Maybe now they're gonna push all the way back. What mic do you use? This is a Shure SH55SH. Don't get it. I should probably move this up a little bit. Actually, I can move this up just a tad. So it's a microphone that's designed for the stage. Oh, you know, I might need to. I might need to tighten that a little bit later, but get it nice and tight. It's designed for the stage, so it's really good at blocking out like the noise that's coming from elsewhere. But it just was not meant for like podcasting or anything like that. So getting it to mount correctly and everything else like that is very difficult. Like with this one, I don't know if you can see, but I had to get an adapter and put it on there in order to give enough room for the cable to come out without it hitting into the microphone arm here. Add-ons is what we need on top of the basic heat map, and that totals to a big monthly payment, which makes me think it is. Well, but you're going to get that in Jigsaw soon, right? Supposedly their regular charts are going to have the heat map stuff on them, and then you'll be able to add all of those indicators at least. I guess the ability in Bookmap to program your own stuff is a pretty big advantage over Jigsaw if you're doing the heat map stuff. But it's not an advantage over NinjaTrader 8 plus Jigsaw, so I don't know. Nah, you use the Jigsaw heat map and then NinjaTrader regular charts for your indicators. I don't know. K24 half bid 2. See, if you had tried to hold in that thing and trying to let it ride, you'd be underwater a little bit here. We got about 3 minutes before the consumer sentiment. For half it is. Okay, countdown starting here. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, my microphone. Yeah, don't get it. Don't get this microphone. If I was going to get a new microphone right now, I would probably get the Elgato one. I love the Elgato stuff. Looks like a good mic. Or maybe if I wanted a dynamic mic and an XLR mic, I would get like one of those new podcaster focused ones. But this one, it looks cool. It looks cool, but it's not very well adapted to what we're doing. It looks cool and it sounds good. I mean, it sounds as good as any other mic. But it does look cool. It kind of has, it's funny because it has a vintage look, because this microphone has been around since like the 50s or something like that. But it was a very futuristic looking mic, and the design still kind of holds up, wouldn't you say? Okay. Okay, so it looks like the consumer sentiment numbers are not all that far off from what they were expecting. Inflation expectations for spot 7 right in line with the expectation, and consumer sentiment 71 versus 72. Well, if I was as lucky, I would put that there, but no, actually I shouldn't put that there because okay, ES is trying to recover. I don't know. Do you think that they can make it 4,500 now? Jay's getting beat up pretty bad today. How bad is it? 800. He's almost to his daily stop. But that's okay because we need to test that too. Zoom in here on the 6J. The 6J's have been all over the place. Oil getting hit pretty hard here at the moment, by the way. Gold trying to stabilize, we'll see. Dang it. So I want to get out of this because the news thing didn't happen, but now it looks like I'm just, yeah. How far do you think this will come back? And being back above 25 is kind of significant, don't you think? Hmm. I can try this again. I don't know. E-mini doesn't look happy, huh? What are you saying about 44.19, Ace? That's like, is that where you think it's going to go to or something? Okay. Man, that moves. Some asshole in Amsterdam keeps messing with it. Okay. By the way, no trades in the 5-year today again. I bet you that if I started hitting them, maybe it would change. Maybe we should do that next week. Like next week when we're really sure this is going to go, we'll just hit it on the 5-year and try and make 2 ticks and see if they start reacting to it. then that will prove my power, because it'll be like, I'll take one trade, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, there's thousands of contracts now in the E-mini. See, it's all our stream. We did it, guys. No, maybe not. Maybe it'll just be I'm the only one that does it, and I'll get screwed and take a loss. Forbes, new poll, Biden's approval rating sinks to lowest level of presidency. The block sell of 1300 in the 08 half area cash bid today. So you were caught in that stop run then, huh, live action? Because that was ugly stuff. Yes, yeah. Why would you want to be along there? I'm not going to question it, but I'm just going to point out this right here, right? I mean, it's in all of the contracts, but here's what happened. There was some positions on. I mean, you go up here at, what was it, 133.02 half. There was like a ton of volume traded there. Like somebody was playing defense, right? Like somebody had a long. So for it to go a little bit below 133 was like, okay. But then when they slipped to 25 half, that was not supposed to happen, right? And then at that point, they were trapped. They were 100% trapped. And then from 25 to 20, that just shows you how big their trade actually was. Yes, not happy. She's depressed. Bunch of tweets I'm seeing about PayPal's Bitcoin trading services are available in the United Kingdom. Cool, I guess. Yeah, they're pretty stable here at 24 half. This distribution over here in the ES is a little unusual, by the way. Such a long one. Well, I don't want to be the only one. I don't want to be the only one. If you hear crying, it's because I can't braid hair always. Accelerating here a little bit. I can braid it. I just can't brush it without tears. Oh man, when we were kids, my sisters was really uppity about getting ready in the morning. It was tears every morning, man. When my mom brushing her hair and getting it ready and everything. Oh yeah, I remember those days. These trades as dad, mom. No, just dad. He is a little bit of a house husband though, is what it sounds like. Ooh, by the way, no, you come back. You come back, Ace. We got to talk about setting up a conference. We gotta do a local trader get together. Never going to happen? No, why not? Okay, he'll be back. He's playing hard to get again. I mean, we can just do it without him. We just need to get him a hazmat suit, and then he can come. No, you're gonna have to fill me. Sorry. Thanks. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, we'll fix that. Include. Okay. They gonna go to new lows that easily, huh? How low can we go? Well, below 44.40 is pretty much like I think that ES is gonna try and make it to 4,400 now. Like, they had their chance yesterday, and I think they blew it. And one side of these options is gonna try and make sure that they get paid, right? No guarantee that they make it, but there's going to be a seller out there in the ES that's going to be doing everything he can to make sure that it goes there, you know? AO says he missed his long. You think I should be trying to build a position out here? Thank you. If they go through, it's okay. I made my money today. Oh, only today. Hate it when it does that. $17. Cool. Today is a day where you can't tell 100%. Yes, this doesn't want it. Well, you know, like Fridays are days that can really screw you over, right? Maybe they try and bail it out, though. Maybe they split the difference. You know, so my original plan was I wanted to like build up a lot of profit on something, even hold it over the weekend. If I had done this yesterday and I was still in it, I would be up like $60, $70 right now on the one position if I had held it the whole way. And then I would want to hold it over the weekend and try and hold it to FOMC. But actually, Ninja Trader is going to move the accounts this weekend, so wouldn't be able to do that anyways. Would have to take the profit. But I gave up a lot by taking the profits last night, which wasn't huge still. I think it was the right choice because I saw a couple of things that kind of gave me some, made me think that it wasn't worth the risk of holding it. But in the end, it would have been fine. But it's all about the risk management, right? Ooh, 5K at 21, huh? It's the same with getting out here. I mean, it could be a good trade if they fall out at the bottom here, but I'm seeing the volume going back and forth here now at the bottom. That means that this would be a fortuitous spot for me to scale out. What's Josh Brennan saying? Hoyer says the House is Scherzer to take up $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill on September 27th. As agreed to with moderates, that vote may slide to the next day if it doesn't get moved back further by Pelosi. We have to look at the European close. Yeah, that's a good point, Lucas. We saw this yesterday. Like around 9 o'clock to 9:30, the S&P 500 turned around, and so did the Treasuries, actually. Hmm. Well, for now, it looks like I got a pretty good fill there, huh? He is falling back. I'm really not sure what the ES is doing right now. The volume is incredibly random. I would just say the volume just looks random to me. The only thing I could go with is that we're closer to 4,400, so if the options are going to make the push, it's likely to go to 4,400, so I'd want to be short. This is normal here. If they pin it down, the retail is trapped until like 12:30 p.m. sometimes. Oh, yeah. That was actually a really good point, Flawed. Is that like when you get to the, what is it? 12:30 or so. No, it's 12:30 my time. It's 2:30 Eastern time, when all of the margin calls go out and the retail traders have to sell their stocks, and that could be really ugly this time. If we're still down here, if we're still below like 44.40 by 2:30, then it's probably worth going short. They need volumes to rescue anyone at this point. But I mean, it looks to me like there's a decent amount of like quote unquote volume going through both ways. It's canceling each other out, and it's random. And the reason we're moving is when the orders pull. Right? Market maker has a big advantage over you here, right? Like if you're trying to push the market maker using gamma levels and everything, and then it doesn't work, now all of a sudden you're in this huge position, and the market maker can decide where they want to let it go by pulling orders. Is that what's happening? Yahoo Finance. Banks beware, outsiders are cracking the code for finance. Anyone can be a banker these days, you just need the right code. Global brands from Mercedes and Amazon to IKEA and Walmart are cutting out the traditional financial middlemen and plugging in software from tech startups to offer customers everything from banking and credit to insurance. For established financial institutions, the warning signs are flashing. So-called embedded finance, a fancy term for companies integrating software to offer financial services, means Amazon can let customers buy now, pay later when they check out, and Mercedes are, yeah, but you still have to hold reserves and be a bank to do some of these things. You got your short today, Vlad. Good job. Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay, see, this is, again, where I don't want to be in right now. You see that? Do you see that? There's a bunch of volume trickled into 21.5 to buy it, and then when it went bid, a bunch of volume trickled down in to sell it, but then the bid held and it moved up, and now they're ticking into 22. So there's still some volume out there, but it's a lot at 21.5, and they're getting in their own way now at this point. So I don't necessarily have a reason to expect that they're going to break this range, at least not for the moment, because it will take a lot more volume to dig out of that hole. Okay. Now, if the E-mini decides to do a full-on recovery, then maybe that would be enough to dig out, right? What does annoy me is that fundamentals don't seem to be the main driver at the moment. Before you switched to CQG, did you compare the data feed with... Well, we did that when we were in the transition. There's a video in the stream. I made a video and I never finished editing it, so maybe I will do that this weekend. I already recorded a video. I think what we're going to put out on Monday is going to be doing some data analysis in R. It's going to be a really brief overview kind of video and not getting too deep into R, but just showing you how easy it can be to use. But then I do need to go and edit the video out and show you, what I've got for the market data. But when you look at it, you can see that some updates hit one before the other and vice versa, but there's not a difference that's really appreciable. So it really comes down to, do you want indexes or do you want more DOM levels is really what it's about. Or rhythmic, their ability to split it up. Their rhythmic plugin mode. That's a big advantage for them right now. Okay, they gonna do it? They gonna do it? No, well, I'm expecting that they won't, but it's eyeing it. I could be wrong. No, there's an iceberg in there. That might have been a good spot to try and pull a tick, right? Oh, I missed it. What were Uzi's levels, Lucas? Marketeer says US 10-year flirting with the breakout. August was the worst for me to trade. The volatility wasn't, yeah. I would say the past 2 weeks volatility has been pretty good though, right? Difficult trading. Difficult trading, but the opportunity has been there. And I haven't done too bad either. I made a pretty bad mistake though with the what was it? What was last Friday's move? I forget what it was. Anyways, I made I had a great trade and I didn't take profits on it, and then it completely reversed on me, and that was painful. And then I also had a steepener on that never went, and that was painful. Puking the steepener into the 30-year auction. That was just ugh. The painful thing about that trade was that I kind of had it right. Let's see here. What was last Thursday? Was the 9th, right? Yeah, I had it right. But then it flattened on that day. And then the steepener was just straight up the wrong trade. All around it was just the wrong trade. But maybe some of it would have come back. Hmm. Market is playing with everyone. I think that if you made money today, you should give yourself a pat on the back, because probably a lot of people are going to lose money off of all this, right? Some big trader at some big bank or a hedge fund, it was probably a hedge fund, is very, very unhappy about what happened in the 10-year today. And all of these degenerates with the options that have been buying the far out of the money calls, they're getting royally screwed right now. Right? So if you made money, pat yourself on the back, man. I made $15. Best entry was at 44.59. Well, now, so by the way, on that point, did Jay ever take another trade? He did not. Oh no. He maybe. Let's see here. Jay, no, he could take another trade, but I don't think he will. He could take another trade, but I don't think he will. You just outsmarted the quants. I wouldn't say that. If I had stuck to my guns and kept that long yesterday and won, then I would have said that, yeah, finally beat them. That I'd been battling with them for 2-3 weeks, and the longs finally caught the big victory, and I caught it. You know what? I still made about $30 through this move, but it probably could have been double that. So, but you know what? The other thing, though, is I'm really loving the micro treasuries. It's not good for market making. There's some problems with it for market making purposes, I think. But it allows me to do things, and I'm way more comfortable doing it. It's a great, I think it's a great product for me. So I'm really happy with it. Like I can come in here and trade live every day, and even if I lose, it's just like a tiny little amount, and it doesn't have to be a big deal, right? And then when I win, it's like, it's great. And I can even, like today I martingale it a little bit, right? I took one trade and I lost a tiny bit on it because it didn't go. And then I tried in again and with 2 contracts, and I caught a good move. Well, I don't know if I'm... Well, so I wasn't really relying on a model for all of that, right? I was just largely looking at sentiment and what I knew about what the Federal Reserve is going to do, right? My call was basically that the Federal Reserve will almost certainly taper this year. That tends to result in higher rates, and that the manufacturing data is showing that the U.S. economy wants to heat up again. That the slowdown was just like a temporary reprieve because of Delta variant, and ergo we should continue to see some expansion. Here on the E-mini, by the way, I think I don't know if you do it today. But this might be a buy the dip kind of opportunity, right? Although I bet I should come and look at my portfolio, because my larger portfolio is probably pretty unhappy right now. Oops. Yes, going again. So here's another thing: is will the risk-off sentiment come into the Treasuries at any point? Going for that 26, we'll see. Well, let's go see what my levels were. Oh, okay. 30 was 29.30 is one spot. And then the other spot is 4,400. Yeah. I think there's a really good chance to get to 4,400 today, man. I also think that there's a pretty good chance that you're going to see another low here and a puke. Did USD break up? Let's see. Oh yeah, they got 93. You're right. That is a significant. That is going to be a pretty significant long-term technical level. You made 200 in NQ. Good job, Lucas. That was a 6-minute sentence. I wish. Wait, what was I saying? I'm so terrible with that sort of stuff. Oh, AT&T doing well today, huh? Oh, wait, I need to go back out further, because there's this whole thing with Warren Buffett was buying them or something. When was that? That was back here. That must have been on the 2nd. And we're still a little bit below that. Okay. And Sumo Logic is still languishing. The Sumo Logic was doing okay, and then 2 analysts came and downgraded it from buy to hold. And yeah, I haven't done so well since they were at 22 and they were on the uptrend, and then that happened and they've been languishing around 18, which sucks. Okay, we're okay. We only lost $200 this week. My losses from silver aren't all that big, so it's okay. That silver trade has ended up being an awful trade, though. I probably should have just bailed like way earlier, but I don't know. Maybe I should just bail on it right now. I think I'll wait until FOMC at least, just to be sure. Just a little hedge. No. I don't hold T, but I've been watching it. So, like, I was watching it, and then Warren Buffett came out and bought it, and it took off that day, and I was like, well, okay, so now I definitely can't buy it. I went and I bought something else. Wait for that to come back. I might, if I get a good price, sell my silver position and invest the rest of the cash that I've been sitting on into AT&T. Maybe. I feel like if I get into AT&T, I'll be a little bit tech heavy because I already have Sumo Logic, which is a tech, and the other one that I have, which I'm not going to name.
We're at the 15 minutes to closing up for today. Do you have a title?
Oh yeah, rates 10-year breaks out lower. Oh, I would think about that for a second. You've been averaging T for 3 years? Okay. Well, you're probably not too happy with its most recent performance. But that's the whole thing. Is like I'm looking at it, I'm like, it hasn't been performing very well, but Warren Buffett thinks that it has value, so like I'm on the right track. But I don't necessarily want to buy it just would have wished to have bought it before Warren. The cheaper the better, Uzi says. The ES, there's the puke in the ES as predicted. So that's like the first level options guys just getting destroyed. 4,400 probably pretty good, pretty likely. Learning styles to the thing that NASDAQ trader was talking about. He was saying your model stood the test of time. I didn't make that trade based off of a model. I made that trade based on breaking news. And then I was kind of working a position on and off through the week, basically saying there will be more sell orders in the future because the economy's heating up and the taper is coming. Yeah, can you share links, Lucas? Where'd you go here? Oh, how come I'm not seeing your messages over in here? Top chat. Oh, that's weird. All chat. Live chat. Oh yeah, I was like, how come it's not showing me everything? Lucas should have permissions. There you go. Oh, it didn't. It hid the URL. Oh no, it should work. No, it doesn't like it. The biggest myth in education by... Oh, really? Ah, interesting. Veritasium is a great channel. I look at these. So, like, here's the problem that I have when I think about my channel. Like, I look at some of these guys. Veritasium makes great content. Like, think about how because he does not cover simple things. He very often covers extremely advanced subjects, right? But he does such a good job of making it interesting. How do I take my content and make it as interesting as his? I'm not sure that I really have that ability. Certainly not right now. I can work on it and I can try and develop the skills and everything, but like it requires a lot of time and work and everything, and it's really hard. Like to really do that, I'd need help from other people, right? I'd need like an editor and, sit down and collaborate about, okay, here's what I want to teach. And then we'd think about what we can film and how we can add things in to make it more interesting and stuff like that. That's super hard, right? So how do I get to the point where the YouTube is making enough that I can pay people to do that sort of a thing, so that it's like a chicken and egg kind of a problem. It's just like that with lots of guys. There's another one. Another guy that I really admire is the Harris Heller guy, because the thing I find interesting about Harris is that he did a lot of things that I did before this stream, right? So, like, he makes the music, and he basically put them out there on Spotify and made like a ton of money. And I tried so many times, but before Spotify, maybe I really need to go back and start putting stuff on Spotify. But I tried with SoundCloud so hard, to get songs and get stuff, and I could just never quite get it. Like, everybody that listened to it seemed to like it, but it just didn't really go anywhere. It felt like a lost cause, and eventually there's other things going on, and that was never like my primary thing, so I kind of left it. But Harris, he did it, and he had like the marketing and everything to do it that I would never have. So I was like, okay, that's an opportunity that I probably wouldn't be able to take advantage of, but it sure is fun to watch somebody else do it, Like, it's cool, because like I don't, there was always like, well, what would happen if Xing, and like, what does that look like and everything? But now I know. By the way, give the video a like. We're going to end here in about 10 minutes. If you haven't clicked the like button, please do so. Title. Bond bulls capitulate as rates skyrocket. No, we're just going to call this a really awesome stop run in Treasuries. That's what we're going to call it. Awesome stop run in Treasuries. Save. Let's see, what are you saying here, Lucas? Something regarding cloud witching, which is probably why it was a harder day. Yeah, it was a hard day. I mean, we're lucky here in the Treasuries that we were getting like a crazy trend, right? But Alligator was saying it annoys him that it doesn't seem like fundamentals are the main driver at the moment. I do think that all of these trades that are being put on here are based off of, some fundamental expectations of the future and everything, but there's like two sides to this, and the side that lost today, I think that a lot of it was just luck. I think that a lot of it was just bad luck that the move yesterday moved as far as it did, and then the sellers kind of took advantage of them in the 29 area, and then they were trapped. Like, I could easily see myself being on the other side of that trade, and getting royally screwed. Like, our friends that were long over here in the Discord are not saying much today. Dave, hey, thank you very much for the donation. Can you tell you how to, I've never traded the euro dollar futures. Oh man, that one's difficult. Okay, so you want to pull it up really quick? Let's see here. I don't know if I forget. I even forget what the symbol are. Euro dollar futures. It's like GM or something like that, right? GE. It's GE. So let's see here. Add instruments. GE. Euro dollar futures. We'll add that onto our list. Okay, cool. And then let's see if I can get it to pull up over here. Cool. Is it going to give us anything though? Maybe I don't get the data. Let's see if I pull it up in a chart. It pulls up in a chart. Oh, okay, now I can see it. Okay. So for this one, you really want it really big. You really want it big. We'll make them like 20. Yeah. Look at that. Okay. So the thing with the euro dollar futures is that they are super, super thick, right? Okay. There's 52,000 on the bid and 29,000 on the offer. Oh, and by the way, there's only been 4,000 contracts selling and 324 contracts buying today. And that's like the volume for the whole thing, right? Like this maybe ticks up 1 or 2 ticks a day. So the kind of the market making stuff that I really take advantage of is not very useful. Because there's no way you're going to get it at the beginning of the queue or anything like that. You could maybe come in there and say, okay, when they're getting close to going through, you can try buying, trying to take, catch the edge. But then the issue is, how do you get filled up here, right? That's super hard. So you kind of have to predict how it will go. Okay, now I haven't done a whole lot of modeling of Eurodollars, but actually, what was the name of that book? There's this book. This is a crazy book. I have to warn you though. This is a book, like, you're gonna read it. Half of the stuff that you're reading in it isn't gonna make sense, and you're gonna have to read like 5 other books to make any sense of it. But what was it called? What is the name of Amazon's stupid reader app? Kindle. Okay. Oh, I'm not signed in. I don't know if that was correct. No, it was not. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go. I have to go and find it now. Oh wait, maybe I can do it this way. Digital orders. There we go. Nope, that's not it either. Oh, come on. I did it. I know I did it in 2021. No, not in the past 6 months. It was before that. Okay, yes. It is Adventures in Financial Data Science by Graham Giller. I will link it to you here, in fact. Copy. So this guy goes through and he talks about modeling the ES market and modeling the Treasury market and modeling the euro dollar market. And he has like the amount of information that he has in there about modeling the euro dollar market, because apparently it's the modeling the euro dollar is much more complicated than the other ones. Yeah, it's like crazy stuff. It's a ton. It's a ton. So if you want to model the euro dollar, that's where I would start. And he mentions other books and data science concepts and stuff that you'll have to like look up. This is a serious book. Like when I got the book, I just got it because I was like, oh, this guy seems to know what he's talking about. Let's just see. Oh, he wrote a book. Let's just try reading it, right? And then when I started reading it, I was like, oh wow.
Winston says at speculators at day trading, it's the top of the hour.
Oh, thanks. You're right.
And traders happy weekending.
Anyways, he puts way too much edge in that book, but like it's so complicated that he probably knew that like most people won't do anything with it. Anyways, I will see you guys on Monday. Stay profitable, friends.